I must say, life had been really tough for me, but somehow things worked out for me. I got a really good job, the kind people only dreamt about. After a couple of years working there, I decided it was time for me to settle down. So my search for true love began. I had a list of attributes I wanted my wife to have, cause I wasn't just going to marry any regular Jane. Whoever I was to marry had to be complete. She had to have all the boxes ticked. I searched for years, but I found no one. It's not like I really didn't find anyone. I met a couple of ladies that would have made good wives and mothers, but my problem with them was that they weren't as beautiful as I wanted my wife to be. I was beginning to give up on finding the woman I wanted. So one beautiful day, when I least expected it, I saw this very beautiful lady. Immediately I saw her, I said to myself, "That's my wife." I met her and spoke with her. Over time, she and I got really close. By the way, her name is Hannah. I had friends who were experienced in relationships. There's this particular one that changes ladies every week. I'm serious. I mean every week. He told me that when I want to settle down, I should go for a woman who has a decent background, and that I should stay away from any girl who believes it's my job to take care of her family. Hannah was busting my brain. I felt so deeply in love with her. I wanted to do everything for her and be anything she wanted me to be. She was beautiful, but her attitude wasn't so good. But I was blinded by love. One day, I asked to see her mom because I wanted to take things to the next level. So the next day, we went to visit her mom. When I got to her house, I saw that they were going through hard times. Eventually, I met her mom. The woman sounded nice and welcomed me well. We talked for hours. From the conversation, I knew that her mom had a bad attitude, but I paid no attention to that. All I could see was Hannah, and I wasn't going to let her mother's attitude get in the way of being with her forever. Before I left, I told her mom that I wanted to support her and that I'll be sending her 50,000 naira monthly. Her mom was super excited. She danced, rolled on the floor. She was really hearty in her thanks. The thing about me is when someone shows gratitude to me for the stuff I've done for them, I always feel the need to do more. I was so close to telling her mom that I'd increased the monthly allowance to 100,000 naira. But I'm so happy I kept my mouth shut. On getting home, my sweetheart Hannah was so happy about what I had done. She called me an angel. She thanked me so much that I began to feel like a rock star. Later on that night, she came to me and dropped it like it's hot. You know what I mean? So I did as I had promised. On the 28th of every month, I sent her mother 50,000 naira. The love between Hannah and I grew stronger. More than ever, I was sure of being with her. I noticed the bad attitudes and character in Hannah. Even my friends observed it too. But yours truly was blinded by love. All I wanted to do was put a ring on it. I was even imagining how beautiful our kids would be. One very rugged day, I had to fall out with my boss at work. I almost lost my job. The reason why I didn't lose it is because my colleagues went to beg on my behalf. I was pissed at myself for talking to my boss that way. So after work, I went out to have a couple of drinks. I just needed to chill, then go home to Netflix and chill again. In the process of drinking, it was then I remembered that I hadn't sent Hannah's mom her 50,000 naira monthly allowance. So I had to send it to her and continue chilling. I even called Hannah to come join me. The next morning, I was responding to messages that came the previous night. It was there and then I saw it. A debit alert from my bank. Instead of 50,000 naira, I had mistakenly sent Hannah's mom 500,000 naira. I was pissed at myself, so I called Hannah's mom to tell her what had happened. She told me that she'd send me the remaining 450,000 naira right away. I thanked her so much and waited for a whole day, but I didn't receive the money. I called Hannah and told her what had happened. She got mad at me for asking her mom to return the 450,000 naira. She kept on saying I was embarrassing her. The argument got heated. She insulted me and my family. I called her mom the next day, but she didn't pick up the phone. That's where I began to notice the red flag. For an entire week, I couldn't reach Hannah or her mom. I learned my lesson the hard way. She was all about my money. If she wasn't, she would have stayed. This event taught me a very serious lesson. Do not marry a person because of looks. Looks can be very deceiving, and eventually, it fades away.